Dr. James Dobson, certainly one of America's most influential Christian leaders of the last half century or more. Well, he went home to be with the Lord today at the age of 89. And through Dr. Dobson, God touched so many lives, strengthened so many countless numbers of families. Mine is one of them. Probably many of you watching and listening right now have been touched by his life as well. But you may not know this, that it was Dr. Dobson who is one of the founders of the Family Research Council. And he also had his hands very much involved in bringing Tony to FRC 22 years ago. In fact, that was 22 years ago this week. So we here at FRC want to honor Dr. James Dobson today and celebrate both his life and his legacy. And to help me do that right now is FRC's very first president, founding president, Jerry Regier. Jerry, welcome to Washington Watch.
Thank you, Jody. It's great to be with you.
Well, it's great to be with you, and we have so much deep love and appreciation for you and the role that you had here at FRC and continue to have. But you also had a very special relationship with Dr. Dobson. Why don't you share with us some of your experiences, some of your interactions with him?
Thank you, Jody. Yes, Dr. Dobson was just an amazing person. And even as I saw the pictures that you just put up with him, with world leaders and Christian leaders, he never lost his personal touch with his friends and those that he helped mentor, I being one of those. I remember making that phone call in 1979 to a person I didn't know at the time, and just had a wonderful conversation with him. He then came to Washington and really helped put some wheels on the vision that I had shared with him for FRC. And so I can't say enough about the way that he has mentored me. And even after I left FRC, continued to write personal notes and was just such an encouraging person, in addition to him being the megaphone for the family for generations.
Yeah, I think that personal touch is a great part to bring up. I certainly did not have the relationship with him that you and Tony and so many others had, but I, of course, was able to be with him on a number of occasions. And every single time, he made you feel like you were the only person on the planet. I mean, he looked at you in the eye and just that personal touch. I'm so grateful you brought that up. And what would you have to say about his influence? You touched on a little bit about, but his influence on you and even broader, his influence on our nation.
Well, his influence on me was just phenomenal. I'll start there. We went on a skiing trip with he and Shirley. Slept on the hideaway sofa in his home. And so he mentored me very much so. I remember, Jody, the first time he put me on the radio, I was in my 30s and was really just a country boy. I didn't know all the ways things happened. And after the interview, he effusively thanked me for being on, my response was, "Thank you." He stopped the show and re-recorded. He said, "Jerry, you need to be a little more thankful for being there." And so I learned how to even respond to somebody else. So he was a mentor. And in terms of just the broader nation, he brought FRC to life by initially putting a plug in on his film series. You might remember his film series, which went to churches and big auditoriums around the nation and around the world. And so he was just such a leader. When I first met him, Jody, he probably had 4 people in his office helping him. And so I just saw how much impact he had as his ministry grew. And his influence went way beyond even his radio program, particularly even in public policy. And that's where Family Research came in. He was so passionate about strengthening the family about re-energizing the institution of marriage, about pro-life causes, and so he influenced not only those causes, but he also influenced so many young leaders like myself, who then went on to have large organizations themselves. And he gladly and readily shared that stage with those of us he mentored. So he was a gentleman.
Is there anything that few people would know about Dr. Dobson that you wish more people actually did know?
Well, I probably would say just, again, his personal touch. I mean, we drove in the car with him to that skiing vacation for about 5 hours, and he was well read. He loved to discuss astronomy, of all things. He loved to read about the stars, and he and my wife in particular, because she has an interest in that, had a great conversation as we drove along. He also loved his wife Shirley, and people would guess that, but they wouldn't necessarily have seen that in action. And so I think just his personal touch, even though he became a mega celebrity in the Christian world, he still had time to write personal notes, to call, and that just always amazed me. And so he was an influence way beyond the big crowds, also the small ones.
And so far ahead of his time. We only got about 30 seconds before I have to wind down. Is there any one thing that he said to you that just forever has gone with you?
Well, I think the thing that's forever gone with me was a letter he wrote me, and he just talked in the letter about the prayer meeting that we had initially for Family Research Division, Family Research Council, and he made the comment that that's where our hearts were knit together. And
Jerry, I got to wrap it up there. That's awesome. Jerry Regier, FRC's founding president. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Jody.